What up, anybody, and welcome to another episode of the SVR podcast. And today we have, as y'all probably know, he is Codane's brother. I have heard for the first time ever. What was the song? I think Strapped with Strapped Up, yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna introduce to you. His name is Daddy Whip.
Daddy Whip, you already know.
How's it going, man? Welcome to the podcast.
Man, I'm glad to be here finally. You know, we've been talking best few weeks for me to join. I couldn't join, but now I'm finally here.
Yeah, it took like few months, right?
Damn.
Yeah, man, few months, and
Took some time.
yeah, but we finally here, man. So I'm gonna ask you 10 questions about your what made you got into the music,
Awesome.
inspiration, you know that.
Damn, yeah, I'm ready to talk. I don't think we got enough time.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get started out with the first question. Are you ready?
Yes, man.
And that is, what made you got into the music with producing and composing, stuff like that. So tell me the story.
I was, I don't know, maybe in 5th grade, and I was in a car. I first heard my first hip hop song ever, Tupac, California Love. And right off the bat, I was really into rap, trap stuff. I soon enough got in my recommendations XXX Tentacion, Lil Pump, some shit like that. And that's what got me started, you know, on SoundCloud first. I think I was in 7th grade. I deleted a lot of songs, and then I rebranded, relaunched in 8th grade with a song with my classmate. We got like 4K streams on Spotify, but we deleted that too. And yeah, that's just how it is, man. I just heard some songs so that everybody could do it, and I was like, man, why not?
Yeah, and since when did you start in music? Like what year?
2017, 2018. But I rebranded a lot. I changed names a lot, changed profiles, deleted a lot.
That's not like that long. I mean, 2017 is 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. 4 years.
But anyway, second question. This one. What's your inspiration behind your music?
Heavily inspired, you already know, by Travis Scott, Kid Cudi, Kanye West. I don't know, they just have a really authentic sound, really complex beats. Like, I never heard usual rappers do on such complicated and really well done beats. In the beat section where I produce, I'm inspired by Mike Dean, Wonder Girl, Metro Boomin, Pierre Bourne, a lot of producers, man, but heavily based by Travis Scott. His dark theme of doing things and his really auto-tune-ish sound. I really like that sound, that robotic pitch correcting note type of sound. I'm really into that. And I was like, well, I'm gonna do it too, you know? That's my biggest inspiration. My first inspirations though were XXX Tentacion, Juice WRLD. Those were like my first inspirations.
I mean, based off on the sound and
Yeah, that grunge rock. I also was in a rock band as a drummer. And when I heard X, he was really rock trap combined sound. You know, I'm also inspired by some rock bands like Nirvana, Megadeth, some metal shit, but not really heavily influenced in my sound, just inspired by them.
all right. Third question. Do you got any upcoming project album in the works? If so, when is gonna be released?
Man, I really want to release a brand new project. I don't really know when I'm gonna release it. I have some mini concepts of doing it. And this year, I want to launch some singles, some collabs, you know, This year, I'ma just no albums, just some singles. Maybe next year. Next year, I really hope to launch something. Yeah, for sure, I'm gonna launch something next year. Really dark and really trap-based sound.
Definitely. We can't wait until 2022.
Well, it will take some time. I'm really trying to make perfect stuff. I'm really perfectionist.
Okay. Oh man, now this fourth question. When did the name of Daddy Whip came from by your mind? Does it have any meanings behind of that rap stage name?
Yeah, for sure. First things first, because my first name is Grosso, my first trap name was Lil G, and I was like, nah, that's too, I don't know, that's too simple, I was really into cars, and like I was like, okay, Lil Whip, but after the SoundCloud era passed and like 2019, I was getting a little bored of that Lil Whip because there were a lot of rappers named with Lil, and I was like, damn, what can I replace that Lil with? And I was once with a girl out, and she called me daddy and shit. And I was like, it clicked, in my mind. I was like, damn, Daddy Whip. It will sound much cooler. But yeah, that's the meaning behind the name. I'm really into cars, and I really like when somebody calls me, because in my friend groups everywhere, they were no longer calling me Alex. They were just calling me Daddy. Everyone. Now, it was a little bit weird because boys called me too, but it's all love. I just got really used to Daddy Whip. I never figured to change. My alternative stage name is Finesse and Dope, though, and that's just inspired by Travis Scott's song Quintana Part 2. But yeah, this is the story behind all my names that I've had in the past.
All right. Fifth question. What's gonna be your future in music?
Damn, I don't really know. I'm not really trying to think, because I might not make it. I might make it. Who knows? Like, I'm really hoping to get into Cactus Jack Records, working with Don Toliver, all the Jack boys in there, with Travis Scott especially. That's just like my future in music. I want to just make fans, a fan base, live off it. I don't want to do any hard stuff because music is my passion. I've been doing it since I was like, I don't know, 11, 12. I was really into music all my life. I couldn't live a second without listening to music, and I was really hoping to get somewhere professionally, especially in the USA project scene. I really want to get into that, and I really want to make it there. I just want to be in that background.
I hope they will make it happen around.
Me too.
Around 4 or 5 years when you're gonna be like a little bit big,
Damn, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Now, this sixth question. How does your passion with music makes you feel?
Passion about my music. It makes me motivated. Like when I do, especially beats, when I create something, a sound that's really into my ears and I really like it, I'm just feeling motivated to continue, My passion about music is something that I couldn't explain at all. My dad also, he didn't do any songs, but he was really into music too. He played guitar, electric guitar, and he really introduced me in a lot of genres. And that's how my passion of music was born. My passion about music, I don't know, makes me motivated, inspired to do and inspire other people. I just want to, do my thing, live with it. But yeah, my passion makes me feel great when I do music. Fucking great.
All right, the seventh question. What was the disadvantage of your independency in the music?
All right, disadvantages about independency. It's hard when you don't have a label. For sure. A label got employees that can really put out your songs in a social media scene really easily. At the moment, I'm an independent artist with a social employee. I employed someone to get my music out there to some people. But it's really hard. You gotta do all this stuff by yourself. I really gotta create by myself music, and I also need to do social work, social management to post my stuff everywhere. It's really hard, but if you know how to do it, if you know how to manage your time, that's the most important thing, time management, because you need to know, man, I'm gonna post this tomorrow, I'm not. You gotta have a schedule, you gotta do everything by the book. And if you don't do this social stuff, posting it and sending it to other people, talking to other people, networking and stuff, you can't get your music out there. There is a saying that music in the popular scene, it's 80% based on social networking and 20% based on talent, but it's hard to be an independent artist. It's hard. You gotta learn about social management, but you can't if you get a manager. But again, you need to have some money to get that manager already. So if you are at the beginning, you can't have no manager. It's hard being independent. It's hard, really hard.
Right, so 8th question, and that is, how much that process of your own improvement take with your music?
It took a lot, because first time when I did music, I did it on Audacity. We only recorded our voices. We searched for tutorials on how we did our settings on voices. We didn't know how, me and Lil Loki, we didn't know how to process our vocals really well. We just wanted to express our lyrics, and that's it. After some I think a year and a half, I moved into FL Studio. It was really hard. Right off the bat, I had to learn how plugins work, how processing vocals worked. I never had someone to mix and master my tracks. I only did it by myself because it was expensive at a time. We didn't make no money. We made no money off our songs, and we had to learn on our own. We wasn't ready to invest in our projects, because deep in ourselves, we would know that we won't get to nowhere, After some time, 3 years, so at the moment we got 4 years and a half, I moved into Ableton Live with the beats. I got myself a MIDI keyboard. I learned a lot of stuff. I also had to learn some musical theory. In the meantime, I learned some guitar. I'm playing some guitar on my beats. And especially, I needed to know. I worked my flow every time. My writings, I left it over for a bit. I neglected my writings. At my last project, I was mumbling the most. I was only feeling the vibe. But yeah, it took 4 years, 5 years to make this progress. And I'm not even far from the beginning, it's good to learn. I'm learning every time, and I don't think there is a stop into this learning. I think even the big artists right now are learning still about music and stuff.
But yeah, 9th question, and it's not related to music, but in general, what I asked to Codain, what is your favorite video game that you have been playing for longer?
I think Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto 5, especially those two. Skyrim is like a role-playing game, medieval-based dragons and spells and stuff. I was really into the RPG scene because I can be whoever I want, If I want to be a warrior, an assassin, I'm gonna be it. And I like it because you have to work really hard to make something. I really like to work and to do things the hard way. And about that Grand Theft Auto 5, man, I was I'm really into Grand Theft Auto. I played the Vice City stories, Liberty City stories, and so on, 4, 5, 3. I was really into Grand Theft Auto scene, but especially into 5, the multiplayer one especially, because I don't know, that violence and freely have to do crimes, I guess, is just really easy, it feels relaxing doing it.
So Liberty City stories, Vice City stories, San Andreas. What about San Andreas?
Yeah, San Andreas is like my childhood. We the most I spent it was on SAMP, San Andreas multiplayer. Man, we went into a lot of role-playing servers, had to earn our money. It was like, yeah, fifth, sixth grade. It was heavy into that San Andreas scene. It was cool. It was really like cool because it was showing us a little bit of that American life, you know? Us being from Romania, we don't know about that American life that I want to live. And San Andreas was like showing me something that I had to learn because that main character, CJ, gone through a lot of shit, betrayed by his friends, but he still worked it out in the end and got revenge. That is a strong character that also inspired me the most in every action of my life.
Yeah, I mean, portraying, taking revenge on Big Smoke and Ryder.
Yeah.
Anyways, the final question before the video gonna be ended. What message would you like to provide with music?
To everyone. Wait, let me sip some water for this. My message is never give up. Whatever you are doing, music, art, sports, programming, gaming, vlogging, live streaming, never give up on your dreams because your mind, your thoughts, they are stronger than you know. And next thing you know, you might be one of the biggest rappers in the scene, biggest art painter in the scene, biggest doctor in the scene, whatever you want to be. My dream is music, art in general. I'm like telling you all to follow your dreams and never give up, no matter how hard it is. Just do your thing, but make sure that thing gives you a way of living, gives you money, gives you happiness, gives you everything you need. Because if it doesn't, maybe you shouldn't follow that dream. Maybe you shouldn't. But if you have a way of living off it, follow it to the end, my boy.
Yeah, well, that was it, folks. Now, Daddy Whip, it's time for you to say the outro for the video that will end. So, can you make it?
Yeah, man, it was a real nice experience. It was really good to be in this podcast. Maybe I will be again in the future. Who knows? Maybe next year I'll be gladly joining again to a few more questions when I will be launching my debut project. But it's been great, SVR. This has been a really nice podcast, a really nice interview. I hope y'all doing well. I was Daddy Whip, aka Finesse and Dope, the biggest producer and rapper from my city.
Baco, of course.
Baco, yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out to Baco.
Bro, shout out Sleto, shout out Amiri, shout out Toms, shout out Young Ivy, my cousin. Shout out everyone. You already know.
I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later and bye.
Bye, guys.